All right, thanks for joining us on Valley News Live. We're going to start with a little update. A lot of melting going on. Valley flood alert. We're going to keep you advised as to things transpiring over the next few weeks here as our snow turns to water and runs down our rivers and causes some flooding concerns. Mild temperatures are in the forecast, but we are freezing at night. That does slow down this melting process. That's fantastic news. Our precip chances over the next week or so are low, and the precip looks fairly light in our area. And we do know that our melt is increasing, and we do know that we're still expecting moderate to major flooding in some areas. Now, major flooding in Fargo and in the city, protected by a lot of the work that's been done lately, but surrounding communities could see major flooding in gauge locations that you see in purple, moderate flooding where you see the gauge colors in red, and up north we're concerned about flooding north primarily of Grand Forks. It is Luther Family Ford and it's Weather Kid Night, and Ty Meyer joins us now. Ty, step on out here and well, let's introduce you to everybody. How old are you, young man?
I am 12 years old.
Very good. Where do you go to school?
Horizon East.
Very good. And do you have a favorite subject at school?
Phy-Ed.
Oh, all right. That's always fun. Being active is always fun. And anybody you want to say hi to before we get started talking about
everyone that's watching.
Oh, well, that's a good answer. Why don't you give everyone out there that's watching a big wave. Now, I'm going to sneak out behind you so we can tell people what we're watching for the overnight hours. Why don't you go ahead and let people know what this says so that they're aware of this for the morning.
Slippy areas overnight, fog and freezing fog.
Okay, so those are the main concerns during our overnight forecast, but the evening's looking pretty fair as we look at the snowpack up north. A little more snow up there, keeping things a little bit colder as we head through the day today. Speaking of temperatures, why don't you let people know what's going on out in Fargo right now?
In Fargo, it is 45 degrees.
Very good. How about at Moorheads Airport, your hometown?
It is 45 degrees.
Very good. And wind, what does this NNW stand for?
And northwest at 13.
Perfect. That's awesome. 13 miles per hour. And here's a look elsewhere. Why don't you point out where you see the warmest weather this hour? Good. That's in Mobridge. It's in South Dakota, and temperature's not far from 60. Why don't we sneak over here, and why don't you tell everybody what's going on with the snowman up there?
He's melting.
He's melting because temperatures up there are above freezing. Why don't you pick out one or two cities and point out the temperatures?
Alexandria.
Good.
And Bemidji.
All right, and both those locations are very close to 40 degrees. Here's a look at the satellite. Why don't you tell people where you're seeing clouds and where you're not seeing clouds?
In Grand Forks, and we're not seeing any in Fergus Falls.
Very good. So a little bit more sunshine down in the Southern Valley. Great job, Ty. Now let's talk about the forecast. The clouds that we see up north. Tell people where those clouds go by the time we get to about 9 o'clock tonight.
All over.
Yeah, so all of us are probably going to have problems with some clouds moving southward. Temperatures will slowly fall into the 30s overnight. Tell people what they can expect as we rise and shine. First thing in the morning, 7:30.
Freezing fog again and icy spots.
Very good. Temperatures are going to be below freezing, so again, wet roads become icy, and with freezing fog, it can freeze on surfaces like roads and your deck and sidewalks and such. Now, as we go through the morning part of the day and we pause it at noon, what changes?
Most of the fog goes away and it's mostly cloudy.
Very good. So we have a lot of cloud cover out there. Now, as we go to your Friday afternoon, why don't you point out the bright spots out there?
Jamestown.
Good.
And Lisbon.
Yeah, so those places will be 45 to 50 degrees out to the west, a little more sunshine there, still more clouds, temperatures a little more limited on the Minnesota side of the river, but still not a bad day. Now tomorrow night, do we have to worry about fog, and if so, where?
Yes, mostly in North Dakota by Parker River.
Good.
Findlay and kind of by Valley City.
Very good. Anywhere you see the dark colors here, that's where the best chance of evening fog setting up will be. Your hometown forecast shows afternoon temperatures will generally be in the 30s north and east, and down to the south is where we'll see that 40-degree warmth thanks to a little bit more of this sunshine. And this was a sunrise Sherry captured. Let's go over the 7-day forecast, shall we, Ty? Tell folks what they can expect on Saturday. In the morning, 28. What's the high get to in the afternoon?
45.
Okay, and then point out everybody what they can see for Sunday.
Spring and vernal equinox, some clouds.
Good.
And a high of 50.
50 degrees, looking pretty good. Now we have some unsettled weather to talk about next week, but it doesn't look like it's going to be as heavy as it was earlier in the week. So temperatures slowly falling. It does look like a cooler trend with hit and miss showers of snow. So the spring-like weather the next few days. Ty, follow me over this way. You did a marvelous job. Are you going to head out to see any St. Patrick's Day parade activities this weekend? Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, sounds good. Well, you're looking the part, and I think you'll fit right in with all of the jovial people downtown. What is this you have on here?
Four-leaf clover necklace.
Yeah, lucky charm. Yeah.
Very nice job. We were very lucky to have you on board tonight, young man.
You both did a fantastic job, and you looked the part. Excellent.
Thank you,
and
Mike.
Hutch, if anybody else wants to get in on the fun, how should they go about it?
Well, they can swing into our Luther Family Ford location. You can sign up to be a weather kid there, or go to valleynewslive.com, click on the contest tab, and there you can sign up as well.
Thanks so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Last year's